So here is a little update video. Everything's going great. He's working for his kibble. So we're continuing to condition that clicker. So again, what that means is we're teaching him every time he hears the click, it means the food is coming. So he hasn't gone potty yet. He might need to potty. I feel like I'm getting to know his whines, and that whine sounds like the same one he did when he needed to poop earlier. Yep, nailed it. Good. I'm going to offer him some kibble for having gone potty outside. No, I don't want him kicking up dirt. No. He took the kibble. He did drop a couple, but that's okay. No. Again, I don't want him kicking up that dirt. That is a kind of a minor sign of like dominance display, trying to say that he's running the show here. And we don't want him to do that because, well, he has no idea what he's doing, so he can't be in charge. All right, so we haven't trained out in this specific area before, but it's cold out, and I just want the sun to be on us. I know we're kind of backlit, but it'll be fine. All right, good. So first, I'm just giving him some food just to make sure he's taking it before I start using my clicker. The clicker is an extremely powerful tool. I think about it like having a very sharp knife. And if you use it inappropriately, it can really dull that knife. It can really, lose its efficiency and effectiveness. So I want to be very cognizant of how I use it. That time he actually spit out the treat that was mixed in there. So I do mix in a couple treats along with the food. So every once in a while he gets a treat. I want to kind of be like gambling, right? Pulling a slot machine. Sometimes you get a quarter, sometimes you get nothing, and sometimes you get a jackpot. Good. He's offering me that sit. Obviously, you've taught him how to sit before. Now, the sit's very nice, but I don't really want him sitting in front of me. So one of the big things that we're going to be teaching him is what's called heel. So heel, otherwise known as like loose leash walking. I like the term heel because it's very specific. And when we're teaching our dogs how to do all the things we want them to do, we want to be very specific with what we want from them. So when I say the word heel, it means I want you to be next to my heel. That's where the term comes from. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to encourage him onto my left side. Now, if you notice, I'm feeding him with my left hand. My treat pouch is on my left side. All the good stuff is over here on the left side. I know. Come in. Sir, it's okay. So he made the motion to my left side. I clicked and he got to eat the food. So I'm going to have him do it again. He comes over to my left side. I click. I give him the food. So I just want him to understand that being on my left side is awesome. So what's going to happen is if he starts to really understand that being on my left side is amazing, then when we start moving forward, this is where I want him to be. Meaning when I'm walking, he should be here next to me. That means he's not going to be up in front of me. He's not going to be behind me. He's not going to be doing circles around me, walking in front of me. I want him right here on this side. Okay? So when we're clicking for our dog, making that choice to go to the side, okay? I'm not clicking maybe when he's all the way there, but when he's making the motion to go to my side. Now, I did drop a couple pieces of food there, and if you see him look down, I'm not going to let him eat that food. He only gets the food that's on my side. All right? And our dogs are super, super smart. They're super perceptive. And he knows that he's getting fed by this hand. He knows the food is coming from this pouch. So he's going to figure out pretty quickly that being on my left side is really the cool place to be. Once he figures that out, we're going to start to get into doing everything else on that left side. So the heel position is home base. That's where everything else is going to start, is at home base. I love using analogies. So I like the analogy of using heel as home base because everything starts there and everything finishes there too. So heel is going to be the first thing we're going to work on, but it's also going to be the last thing we're really going to solidify. It takes the longest for our dogs to learn. It's very easy to teach a dog how to sit. It's very easy to teach a dog how to down free. It's very easy to teach our dog how to go to a place bed, but teaching the heel position and to stay in that heel position is very challenging. It takes a very long time, which is one of the reasons why I start there, but it's also the thing we're going to be working on the longest. So from day one, I want to try and reinforce that heel position. And because we're going to need all the time we've got to get that heel as good as it gets. What we're going to start to do down the road when we start to get into more challenging environments, places where it's a little bit noisier, maybe out in public, at a park, doing something a little bit more challenging, right? We're going to have heel be what's called an incompatible behavior. An incompatible behavior means a behavior that my dog can't do heel and be barking or growling at another dog or another person. My dog can't be in heel and be pulling at the end of the leash. My dog can't be in heel and jumping up on the counters, okay? Yeah. Good. Good boy. Good. Good. Now, I went back and rewatched the update video I sent you earlier and talking about the e-collar. So our routine with the e-collar is going to be every morning it goes on and every night it comes off and goes on the charger. Okay. Our routine is going to be it goes on before our first training session in the morning. So that way he knows when that e-collar goes on, the good stuff is about to start. When we get down the road into our normal day-to-day routine, the e-collar goes on right before breakfast and comes off right before bed. So the e-collar always goes on right before something good is about to happen. Good. Really important that we do take it off every night. One, to make sure it gets charged, right? Because we do want to make sure it's on, working, and charged every single day when we need it. But also, our dogs need a break from wearing the e-collar. They can't wear it for days on end. You'll have sores and injuries if you do that. Now, I know we're seeing him scratch a little bit here. He's probably just getting used to the feeling of the e-collar. Today's the first day that he's wearing it, so it's totally normal. Good. And he'll get used to it. So the reason why we include the upgraded strap for the e-collar is because it has a bungee in it. So that way it doesn't get too tight, but it also doesn't get too loose, because our dogs, just like us, they fluctuate throughout the day as far as like kind of their weight, right? I wake up in the morning, I put on my favorite pair of jeans, and by the evening they're like falling off or they're too tight, right? Because we do change throughout the day, and our dog's neck does too, especially if they're going to be exercising and working. You'll find that their muscles will swell, just like our muscles swell when we work. Good boy. So that's a routine you're going to do at home as well when he goes home. When he does go home, you're going to be starting out doing training sessions with him. He's not just going to go back to free day-to-day life where he can get away with everything. We're going to make sure we maintain structure at home. We're going to transition into a little bit more freedom pretty quickly after he goes home. Good. Has some gunshots going off. He didn't seem to matter. There were some gunshots going off. He didn't seem to mind at all. Good. So I'm not going to reward him for sitting in front of me. I'm only going to reward him if he does sit on my side. Good. All right. I like that he's offering a sit. What that's telling me is he's trying to figure out what I want from him. He's taking a little bit of initiative. The initiative is what's going to help him free. in the long run to transition into a day-to-day routine that's going to work for you and work for him, right? When he understands what's expected of him, he's going to take the initiative to meet those expectations without even needing to be asked, okay? So I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but you can go back and rewatch these as much as you want. I'm sure you've heard me clicking, right? So I click every time he does something I like, every time he comes towards me, every time he comes onto my left-hand side, every time he sits on my left side, I'm going to click. Now, something you've probably heard me say is when he comes onto my side and he goes into that sit, I click, I feed, and I say free. Good. So what free means you're allowed to get up now. So we don't use the word stay. If I tell my dog to sit, he needs to sit until I tell him otherwise. When I say the word free, that's the otherwise. That's me telling him he's allowed to get up now. So when he comes in that heel position and he goes into the sit position, good. Free. Okay? Free means he can get up out of that sit. Does he know that right now? No. He's probably just getting up because that's usually what he does. He goes into the sit, he gets his cookie, he gets up. But what we're doing is we're conditioning him to understand that he hears the word free and then he gets up. Free. Okay? Because what's going to happen down the road when we do start working on our sit stay is he's not going to hear the word free, and then he's going to try to get up and we're going to say, no, you need to stay in that sit. Right? And he's going to go, man, what was different about this time? Every other time I got up and it was fine, but this time I tried to get up and they wouldn't let me. What was different? Well, I didn't hear that word free. I know. There's gunshots going on, huh, bud? Oh, boy. So he heard some gunshots, and he gave me a little bit of like a whine. I don't think it was about the gunshots. I think he's just like, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? But if there's something scary, you might see me click and give him the kibble. Good. I want him to understand whenever there's something scary, come to me. That's all it is, right? I don't want him to feel like he has to deal with these scary situations all by himself. I want him to understand that I'm his source of confidence. So if he's confused or scared or doesn't know how to handle something, come to me and I'll help him out. Okay? All right. Good. Good boy. Now, at this point, everything we're doing is what we call motivational, meaning I'm not really forcing him to do anything. I'm not correcting him if he doesn't do something right. I'm using a little bit of leash pressure if I do ask for that sit and he doesn't do it. So if I say sit, he doesn't do it, I'm using just a little bit of leash pressure. Now, I know we talked about free. With these types of breeds, if we push him, no, he's going to push back, right? Same thing, if I pull him, he's going to pull back. It's called opposition reflex, and it's actually something we can use to our advantage. So for instance, when I want him to go down into that sit, I'm going to pull up on the leash, right? So if he's on my side and I pull up on that leash, he's going to pull back and down into that sit behavior. What are you doing, Goober? Good. Okay. I probably blocked the camera on that one. Let's try it again. Cookie and free. So if I want him to go back and down, I'm going to pull up and he goes down. See that? And now we've done this a little bit over the past couple days, so he understands it. And so the moment he feels free, that little bit of pressure, he goes right back into that down. So we're going to end this session because I don't know what they're doing over there, but there's a lot of gunshots going off. It's probably just people shooting stuff in their backyard. But I'm not sure he's super comfortable with it, so we're going to go ahead and take him inside. And yeah, but the session's going really good. He's going to learn really fast. I can already tell he's going to be great. I'm excited. I was a little concerned at first about how nervous he was, but I think he's going to do fantastic. Super. Holy.